Throw the Flag Podcast. It's your boy Johnny Salami.
It's your boy Action Jackson over here.
It's McAfee Mafia. I'm coming at you with no BS.
Got Microtron, the one and
Come
only.
on. The one and only.
Mr. Burnham down the field.
Mikey, let's talk about your football journey, because growing up, you weren't one to play football. And then one day, all of a sudden, I show up, and you're out here mossing people.
Well,
What
you
happened?
know, my main thing in football as growing up was being scared to catch it because I jammed my finger a lot, right? Which as
Yeah.
a kid, that'll make you not want to play. But the moment I learned how to catch, I mean, it was all up from there. So I mean, I just had it's fun. It's fun going up and catching the ball and being my size. You guys know, I'm not small.
You missed some prime time games, though. I mean,
Dude, clotheslining in the ditch. All
Yeah.
kinds of stuff going
I think
on.
that was more so
underneath the trailer,
being safe, like because I did play in them games, just not
tripping
like
over
y'all
dogs.
played. Like I said, I've been still formed by Tyler at that time.
I've been stepped on by
Yeah.
Brian.
Little baby still formed.
I've been clotheslined by Brandon twice in one game. I almost fought him.
Yeah, I remember.
We're playing in the front yard at Ann's house. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Even Jason was like, "Hey, Brandon, you better stop clotheslining your brother.
Doing
Just because
that.
he's faster than you doesn't mean you clothesline him."
Straight up.
Brandon like to be clipping, ripping clothes and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I remember playing at Jason's house in the backyard one time, and I was still like I didn't really steal from Brandon. I more so like just moved him, and Jason was next, and I trucked the mess out of him.
He's like, "What in the world is going on?"
Matter of fact, that same backyard, that's when my first ever real big backyard football highlight came in when I went up and mossed Kid Dynamite Justin on him.
Don't do.
Went up for it, came down, and went for a touchdown.
What's going on with Kid Dynamite these days? He's something else on Facebook. I'll tell you that.
Buddy.
Nothing we could talk about here. I know that.
All right, let's keep it moving. We can throw all the flags here with a little challenge flag on that. Sir, you're out of challenges. I still gotta throw one. Sorry.
Yeah, you throw one. So I think I'd like to get y'all's opinion on the outcome of this game. Do we think that they're going to play it next week? Do you think that they're going to give both teams a win, a draw? How do y'all think that's going to play out?
My theory, if they're hell bent on playing the game, week 18, which is this week coming up, is just there's only one game, and it's the Bengals Bills, and they play Sunday. And then week 19 now will be week 18 for the rest of the league, where you get your normal week 18 matchups. That would happen, and that would push the playoffs back. But there's 2 weeks between the AFC and NFC Championship games and the Super Bowl. So, and people are like, well, the Pro Bowl. Who gives a shit about the Pro Bowl? Nobody's watching the Pro Bowl
games. They don't even play at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Like this year, it's gonna be a flag football game. Like, what are we doing? So, like, we can push that back. It's hard to push the Super Bowl back, which in this scenario you wouldn't have to. But just from a logistics standpoint, all those hotels and everything is built around that, right? You can't really push the Super Bowl back. You move the Pro Bowl anytime. You can just move it after the Super Bowl like it used to be, for some time. So that might be the best case scenario. But I could also see if you're like the NFL, if you're, let's say, CBS, you don't want that to happen, because you're missing out essentially on a week of games, right? I mean, all 272 games was to be played. It's just in a weird order. It is weird though, or they just void the game. But if they do that, it benefits 2 teams. It benefits the Chiefs, because the Bengals have already beat the Chiefs. So if the Bengals win this game, or would have won this game, they would be the number 1 seed, because they would have the same record, but they would have already beaten the Bills and the Chiefs. And it also helps out the Ravens, because the Bengals, when they win, or if they would have won, would have just completely won the AFC North, and this Week 18 matchup really doesn't mean much.
Yeah, we're really in unprecedented water, man. Like I was saying to Mikey earlier, this is something that I've never seen happen. We
Yeah.
looked it up while it was going on, and sometime in the mid '80s, a wide receiver had a heart attack on the field.
Yeah,
Um,
71.
yeah, like years ago. So like none of us remember
And
that.
they finished the game because they were men.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, dude, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of, obviously, like it's all over every news outlet. Some
Yeah.
people are saying that it would be a bad look to even finish the game. It'd be disrespectful. And they're correct in saying that it's bigger than football. At this point,
Yeah.
like a life was at stake, and I understand that. But at the same time, we're talking about $1 billion business here. Like you can't just throw a wrench into the machine, dude. Like things have to continue to progress.
Yeah, I have a canted view on it. People, I think with the heightened social media, I think people forget that two things can be true at the same time. We can hope and pray that old boy pulls through and that everything's good and that he's obviously getting the best care possible, right? But that can be we can believe that in one lane, and then in the next lane we can go, but the show must go on.
Yes, sir.
Like I have a slanted view because I'm in the military. I've been to war. I understand like, hey, it's the next man up mentality, and I hear that all the time in the NFL. But obviously, it's not. Like I don't want to hear one more pre-game hype when they're on the side of the field. We're going, I'll die on this field for like I don't want to hear that shit anymore. All right, because you don't mean it. So I don't know. What I'm saying is they should have continued the game. In my eyes.
Well,
That right then and there.
That day, I mean, it would have been an unfair advantage for Cincinnati. I mean, the Bills wouldn't have played anywhere near their best. I mean, we saw the beginning of that game. Cincinnati ran down. I mean, within the first few minutes, they had scored. Joe Burrow was on fire. It took the Bills quite a while to get down the field.
Yeah, and Tyler Boyd did score that touchdown. I'm just throw it out
was
there.
looking rough for the Bills anyway. So imagine all that happening. You think?
I think the opposite though, because that would inspire like, hey, we're playing for our boy. Like,
yeah, I mean, it could have gone either way. So I don't know. I hope they continue. I was excited for the game just from a fan aspect because like it would have been a good game. So I hope they play it, but I don't know, man. If they don't, I feel like it's an unfair advantage for it definitely benefits the Chiefs because they get the number 1 seed still, and the Ravens because you win the AFC North with a win. Because before, like if the Bengals win this game, the Week 18 matchup is not for the AFC North. Now it is, so the margin of error for the Bengals is slimmer. Whereas, they had 2 chances to win the AFC North, now they only have 1. And they would be the number 1 seed, or now they're number 2 or number 3. And that's the first round bye, so I don't know. It's definitely a decision I don't want to make. Unfortunately, I do have to make a decision on a much smaller level here as far as how do you think I've been following other fantasy platforms how they're approaching it, and pretty much all of them across the board are approaching it as Week 17 Bills-Bengals didn't happen, so the scores are final. Okay.
But that's what they're doing if you're in an ESPN managed league or a Yahoo managed league. That they also say, hey, if you're in a custom league, which we are, the commissioner, you can do what the fuck you want, like whatever you guys see fit. So my theory was, we don't know who would have won. Any person would assume that SJ would have got those 10 points, but you don't know that, so we can't go out on a limb and say that. You don't know how Juan and I's game would have gone out either, because it was going to be a close game. Like, it was going to be within 2 points no matter what.
Yeah, our score differential, I think I was projected to win by like a couple points. It kept going back and forth. Like, one moment I was projected to win, next moment you were projected to win.
And Tyler Boyd scored the first touchdown within the first quarter. I was like, well, that definitely helps. So, like, you can't predict on either side Now, if Mikey was like 50 points ahead, and SJ had one player playing, we could probably assume, okay, Mikey probably won that one, or any kind of scenario like that. But legitimately, this Monday night game was going to be the deciding factor in this who goes to the championship. So I'm just like, hey, let's make Week 18 if we're going as if Week 18 is being played on time, and this game is being made up.
So I just logged into our fantasy app.
It's a 4-man race.
Have you seen? When's the last time you logged into that?
Yesterday.
Okay, so now they have an update from today. We will continue to hold scores from the Week 18 Buffalo-Cincy game in place until the league office determines whether to cancel or resume play. If applicable, matchups for Week 18 will be set as if Week 17 was complete, but are subject to adjustment.
Yeah, so what that means is Mikey won, and so did Juan.
Yeah, which means they would go head-to-head.
Because my players didn't have a chance to play. SJ's player didn't have a play. Juan's player, for this matter, didn't. His one player didn't have a chance to play. So there's no way to. They're saying, hey, it's final until if they play at another date, then this will update where if I somehow were to pull out the win or SJ were to pull out the win, then it would just automatically reflect that. But I have a sneaky suspicion. I don't like that. Because then what if they don't cancel it? Then
yeah, I mean it's just it's honestly unfair, man. I don't know. I'm not in that last four, so like my opinion would be like, well, y'all four just split the money, but like that's really not what this is about, bro. Like I don't know.
That's what Mikey came to me and said. He said, why don't we just all split the money and you know do it that way? But I don't know. It's up to the commissioner, whoever. I mean, that's all.
Just make week 18 a 4-man race. Whoever scores the most points in week 18 wins. Whoever scores the second most wins second. That's the way I look. That's the way I look at it. It's just, hey, it's a 4-man race as opposed to a 2-man race.
I'm not mad at that.
There's only one person that don't agree with that. It's the coach.
And so I ran the. His proposal, once I finally understood it, was he wants to take the average for the players over the last 16 weeks and apply that to what they would have gotten.
Okay.
If that's the case,
basically he's just going at
I win against you, Juan, by like 4 points. I did the math already, and then he obviously would beat Mikey because 3 players would eat up that 10-point cushion.
That's basically
which I don't
him saying he already won. Because by that logic, obviously no one expected my boy Jadis to get me 2 points. You know, it happens. You know, what if Stephon would have got shut down the rest of the game? It happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't expect to get 2 points from Justin Jefferson, but I did. When Justin Jefferson has been averaging 30 throughout the season. So I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like it. I don't like going with what the projected was going to say either, because that's just a projection.
I've had a week where I put 69 points on the board.
Yeah, well, I was projected for like 120 one week, and I scored like 201. It's like, well, explain that one.
Shoot, the first week I was projected like 140, and I scored 2. I know it was like 190 something.
So I think it'll just be, if everybody agrees, we'll just make week 18 a 4-man race. It's gonna be pretty clear. Hey, whoever scores the most points wins. Like,
that's fair.
Okay, so like that's fine. Okay, so like you see how me and Mikey's in the Super Bowl, right? What if me and him both score the most points, but he come out the winner, I come out with him, me and him both scored the most points?
But that first and second.
Yeah. So it's we only pay out for the top 2, right? So whoever finishes with the second most points will get second place. Now I get what you're saying. Right now in the quote unquote Super Bowl, because we cut the finals off because of this game.
Yeah.
Let's say Mikey scores the most points and I scored the second most points, even though I'm not in that game technically. Well, it's still a 4-man race because we can't. There's no way for us to rightfully declare who should be in the Super Bowl right now.
We've never had a situation like this, so it's hard to really decide. But I'm fine with that as long as the other 4 are fine with that. You know.
Yeah, it's just gonna if I score the second most points, I come in second. If I score the fourth most points, I score fourth. Like, it's really simple. I don't know how like this is like it confused the fuck out of coach. Coach had two different ideas in his eye, and I was like, let me piece it together. What you're trying to say here?
But he's basically going under the assumption that he would have won anyway.
Yeah, but
I mean,
as much as we can have like common sense, say he probably should have won. I think Meek and Mikey would probably say, yeah, he probably would get 10 points, but we don't know that. Like, legitimately, that's why we play the games.
Exactly.
yeah, most definitely.
They could have got hurt. They could have got shut down. I mean, that Buffalo defense it's good. I mean,
some would say killer.
Yeah, for real.
I mean,
oh man, we gonna get canceled for that.
But in this situation, it'd be the Bengals offense.
Yeah. Didn't skip a beat, my guy.
I take the Bengals field.
This is true.
Don't
play on that game. Don't play on that turf.
I had two options
So,
for
I think-
our prediction from last week: either take the game completely out as a pick, or just add another option in for the Bengals playing field.
Yeah, undefeated.
Listen, if I do win though, I still want my name in the Super Bowl history thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I can retroactively, if we're going the week 18 4-man race, I can retroactively just say you were the winner or I was the winner, whoever this case, and just make it so let it be written, so let it be done. So it shows in the history books and now of the league that's been going on 9 years now that hey, Mikey won, whoever.
I'm gonna do that to Brandon.
Oh.
I'm taking this championship away.
Is that okay with you, Juan, Mikey?
I like it.
I'm good with it, man. Like, I don't mind losing if I lose. I just want it to be the right way.
Yeah. Right.
Fine.
I don't think Coach likes me, man. Ever since I called it Jamar Chase and Taysom Hill trade stupid, I don't think he likes me.
Yeah. He doesn't like me either. That's I made sure when I I put 3 back-to-back statements. I was like, man, he's gonna understand my tone here real quick because I said something to the effect of, where is it? He goes, I don't agree with it because blah 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 blah. I said, all right, Coach, I'm sure you have a solution. Let's use that to agree. Because if you're gonna come at me, you better come with a solution. Like that's, you can complain all day, but at the end of the day,
then he hits you with the call me, like, say the solution to everybody.
Yeah.
For real.
So I didn't call him.
Don't try to.
I think for what it's worth.
Screw...
For what it's worth, I didn't call him. I was like, I ain't calling you. Like.
Don't try to screw us.
Next year, y'all got to get in this Discord for any type of communication like that.
Yeah.
That'd be too many people. 12 people trying to talk.
Yeah.
Heck no.
We can't get 12 people. We can't get 12 people to show up to a draft on time. You think we can get someone to show up to a Discord?
Hey, I showed up on the draft. Yes, sir.
I'm in there normally like 10 minutes early, and I sit there even like 10 minutes after the draft.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot, other than like 2017, this is probably one of the better teams I've had. I think 2017 I lost to Brian in the championship, or 2018, somewhere around that. Yeah, it was, man. That was one of the best. I only lost like 3 games the whole season, man. That shit was crazy.
This is my second one. That first one when I tore one up for that one game for like 260 something.
I know.
That year Jason couldn't beat me. I ended up coming in third. But we haven't talked about any of our teams yet, have we?
Hey, look.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my team, so let's move on to the one good team.
But Tyler, the Panthers and the Eagles are literally the only ones that had something happen to them this week that is.
Yeah, Mike Evans just caught another touchdown while we were talking.
Dude, yeah, okay. Here's my opinion, and I may be wrong. It may be coming from a fan point of view. Josh Norman went in like the first quarter of the game, played fantastically. Coverage was on point, like beautiful coverage. If they had put Josh Norman, placed him a little bit further back on Mike Evans after Mike Evans scored even the second touchdown, I don't think he would have got the third. If they'd have done it on the first, he may have got the second, but he wouldn't have gotten the third. I think we should have played Josh Norman more. And again, that may just be coming from a guy that's a fan of Josh Norman because I've seen him perform so well 6 years ago. But that's just
my favorite thing to watch was I have the Sunday Ticket app on the Xbox, so every time there's a highlight, you can just hit watch, and you'll watch the highlight, then it'll go back to your game. Watching 25 or 28, whoever was covering Mike Evans all 3 times, just get. I mean, this man was like 5 steps behind him every time.
Bro.
And still get dusted.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Only other time I ever seen that was when.
Where is the safety?
Only time I ever seen that was with John in the backyard.
Yeah, like, what are we doing, Mike Evans?
It was ridiculous. Poor performance.
It's like us, man. We have an issue of scoring in the red zone, man. Field goals is nice, but you can't win in the playoffs on field goals, man. I've been saying this for the last 3 since we got Lamar, man. We need some freaking weapons on the outside, man. Rashad Bateman's good, and he has time to develop when he's healthy. But other than that, man, we need to stop going and get these old receivers. And there's nothing wrong with Deshaun Jackson or Sammy Watkins, but we need to start getting these old receivers who is about to retire and go and get someone that's good. Which I understand. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the Ravens' point of view about it too, is because obviously we got to pay Lamar, so we don't got the extra money to go and get one of these star receivers. So I mean, you got to choose, man. We got it's at the point where we got to choose. Like, do we pay Lamar? Which obviously that's probably the route we're gonna go. But if we do that, then we ain't gonna have the money to go, especially as much as he want. We ain't gonna have the money to go and get freaking these star receivers, especially in the free agency or whether it's stuff like that. I mean, it's absurd, man. Watching the receivers play and then the pass calling, like. Greg Roman's a good offensive coordinator when it comes to run. He got a great run game plan. It executes. We got one of the best run offenses in the league, But when he calls pass plays, it'd be so absurd on how much people that don't be open.
Oh, and that's the only person. That also comes down to talent with getting separation.
Yeah, that too. The only person that does be open is Mark Andrews.
Yeah, Mr. Reliable, cuz.
But eventually, obviously, they're gonna pick up on that, and then it comes down to the other receivers to do their job. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mark Andrews is a good tight end, one of the best in the league right now. But at the same time, like, you can't just pass them every play because eventually teams are gonna be on that shit.
Top 5 tight end. I'm just asking. It's not a rhetorical question. Like, legitimate. I think he is. Obviously, Travis Kelce.
I believe so.
Travis Kelce.
People put him up there with Kelce.
George Kittle.
Those are the biggest names in the tight end position.
I was waiting for it. I was like, I'm waiting for the Dallas Goddard. Zach. Evan Ingram's put himself back into that conversation. I don't think he's top 5. Yes. He's definitely top 12.
Hey, apparently, Kyle Pitts is there, and the dude's proved nothing yet in the league. I mean,
yeah, he was definitely he's definitely talented. But when you have Desmond Ridder, Marcus Mariota, and a washed-up Matt Ryan throwing the ball to you, good luck.
Yeah, but like I said, man, it comes to other receivers doing their job because eventually teams pick up like, okay, he's throwing to Andrews every damn time. Which sometimes it works. I've seen that man catch over 2 to 3
people. If I'm playing the Ravens, I'm just playing cover 1. That's it. Cover 1 quarterback spot. That's all I'm doing. Until you prove that you can throw it over the top on me, cover 1 quarterback spot. And quarterback contain maybe on the DN.
Yeah, but other than that, man, it just comes down to, like I said, Rashad Bateman's probably the better. Demarcus Robinson's been showing out here and there. He has his games where he goes for like 100-something yards, but no touchdowns. That's the issue. We need the touchdowns. I don't care about the yards. I don't care if he has 5 yards, but as long as he has 4 TDs, man, it's fine. Because yardage don't mean nothing other than, you're just moving the ball or whatever. The touchdowns is what counts for us, man. We ain't been able to score like that. I mean, we've been able to stop teams from scoring. I mean, even other than that, it's
like
facts.
You're so good at defense that it just bleeds to the offense.
Facts. I mean, maybe also Lamar Jackson being out is a big portion of it too. We were scoring a lot with Lamar, and the problem is they don't trust Huntley enough to chuck the ball down or hit them deep play actions like we did with Lamar.
Man, if y'all didn't play on this all season, the clear runner for MVP would have been Justin Tucker.
Oh, for sure.
And then on top of that, man, it's just when we do pass with Huntley, it's like short little 2 to 3 yard routes. You ain't gonna score like that.
You guys just need a burner, like whether, and it can't be a 35-year-old Deshaun Jackson. All right, you need like a Tyreek Hill or someone that allows the defense not to pack in 8, and they gotta respect, because all it takes is 2 times a game the play action. Let's say you do a play action pass, and all of a sudden you got Tyreek Hill just screaming down the field. It's like, yeah, the defense has to respect that, and they can't play that cover one shell.
And on top of that, we had that in Marquise Brown, but see, because Marquise Brown had the speed. It's just sometimes, man, you can't be like, I get it, he's a young receiver. You ain't gonna catch every damn thing. I mean, you got some that do, but at the end of the day, he will drop some game changing passes sometimes, man. It's absurd, or the drops was the issue with him.
Colts,
So,
nothing new on the Colts front. As planned, we lost 38-10 to the New York Giants. They absolutely just beat us up.
Do you think of Kayvon, that I don't know his last name, any lower for what he was doing on the field? I mean, it's not like the guy knew what was going on. He was
He didn't know. He didn't know. My main concern is, and I share the same sentiment as Jeff Saturday, who was a former offensive lineman, Ring of Honor. What the fuck? What was the offense like? That's when the offensive line should be just. What the fuck are you doing? We're 4-10. If we get a 15-yard penalty, it doesn't mean anything. We're not gonna win the game. We're not gonna. This game means nothing to us. So at least show some support for your damn quarterback, and rip this man off the field or do something.
man, if I'm a quarterback and I don't got someone defending me like Mike Evans does when Marshawn Lattimore sets the field, I don't want him.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just on the celebration. I mean, I don't think anything's
I don't
gonna
think
top that.
Yeah, I don't. When I was watching it live, I'm watching him do the snow angel. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's not snowing, but whatever. And then I look at Nick Foles. Nick Foles is literally convulsing
Spazzing
on the field.
on the field.
Like, what are you doing? And I was like, is he? I mean, he definitely got hit hard. He didn't see it coming off the blind side too, just absolutely. And they said it was ribs, but that man was convulsing on the field. I don't know if it was out of pain or consciousness, but it looked like it hurt. It was just a bad look. Now, my problem with Thibodeau is on the sideline, he does the sleep, like he does, a little, like he's got a pillow beside him, like he put him to sleep. That obviously you've had a chance to understand the gravity of the situation, and then you do that. It's like, all right,
Man,
and he
that's
does
just
it to the crowd.
disrespectful.
That's just, I can get past it, like the offensive line, somebody on that team, that. You know who actually stood up for Nick Foles? The athletic trainer for the Colts. He came in there and kind of like got Thibodeau out of the way. Like, dude, get the fuck out of the way. We got an injured player here. Can we not do that right now? That'd be great.
The only thing that would have made
So our trainers did more than the damn offensive line. What do we care about a 15-yard penalty? We're 4-10.
Fact.
So it just shows you that the Colts players have checked out. They've already planned their off season.
They gave up.
So now, will we lose to the Texans this week?
I had the Texans winning. I'm sorry.
Now,
I tell you what. Say what?
Here's a Big Bang move if it holds. So if we win the game, we go to we either get the 4th, 5th, or 6th pick. If we win, then we go to the 6th. Now, if we lose, not only do we get a better pick, Texans winning would allow the Bears to get the 1st overall pick and not the Texans. So you could really fuck up. You would improve your draft status, and you would fuck up your division rivals' 1st overall pick bid by allowing them to win.
Who would get the first pick?
The Bears would.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Ah, Bears.
It's crazy.
So that's crazy to think. Like if I'm Jim Irsay, I'm like, hey, if we just lose this game, not only do we get better, our division rival gets worse because he doesn't get the 1st overall pick. Like that is
Who's up
that's
for
like
it now?
Right now, the Texans have the first overall pick, but if they win,
Dang.
then they get this. They go to number 2, and we would go from like 5 to 4. So it would help us out and hurt our division rival, which is like perfect.
Shoot, y'all could use a guy like Bryce Young.
Yeah, we could use maybe some. I'm not a big fan of Ohio State quarterbacks like C.J. Stroud, but give me old Matt X Duggan down there from TCU out here balling.
Hey, since we've brought up college, how do we think this championship's gonna go?
Georgia by 14.
Georgia.
I agree, Georgia, but I'm telling you, TCU belongs there. They're not there for
They definitely belong there, but you're about to see the talent difference between SEC and the Big 12
yeah.
at all levels. Offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, corners, receive like. I think they'll be. I think it'll be close for most of the game, and then at the end, Georgia will kind of just 10, 14-point win there.
Yeah, I can see
They've
that.
been there. They already have the experience of winning a championship. So,
You know what's crazy?
you know.
When it comes to the draft, I don't care if they ain't coming from like one of them big name schools like Bama, Ohio State, Clemson. You know them big name schools. I don't really care too much. Like nobody wants some guy from Pitt County Community College. I mean, I'm speaking the
With the
truth. Like,
first overall pick.
Hey, if you get a chance, man, check out they have a thing about Deion Sanders on, I believe it's Amazon Prime. And he goes over the amount of players that came out of HBCUs, which are historically black colleges and universities. Dude, Michael Strahan, just some big guys.
Antoine Bethea, yeah.
Yeah, crazy names, dude. So it's not always about the college. Like
Yeah.
Philip Rivers
Chris Johnson came.
dude, and
yeah,
he's got
Philip Rivers-
8 kids now. So like,
Chris Johnson came out of ECU.
yes, sir. Yes,
Shoot.
he's arguably one of the fastest to ever do it, bro. Like that man was fighting.
Field. Bye.
my boy Brady went to Catholic school in high school.
But yeah, I agree.
Is that why he kisses his son on the lips?
Coached. It's about how you're coached at Pop Warner, middle school, high school, and then on to college. All that coaching matters. So, like, obviously, to be coached by Nick Saban or someone like that is a big plus. But like, athletic ability is sometimes just genetic, man. Like you're born with athletic ability. So,
Like my boy Marlon Humphrey came from Bama. And he's still a top corner. I don't think he's allowed a touchdown this season.
A lot of
They
talent
try.
in today's NFL came from Bama.
Facts.
Like,
They call that the 33rd NFL team for a reason.
dude, I mean, look at LSU when they had damn Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. If I'm not mistaken,
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
Yes, sir. Hell, Odell even came from LSU, if I'm not mistaken.
What a team, bro.
Facts.
there's a guy I'm starting to follow. Like he was in Jackson State with Deion Sanders. He's supposed to be going to where's he going? Colorado. Travis Hunter. That dude's a freak.
Mhm.
Like he's good.
Hey, what happened to Gardner Minshew? Did we forget to
okay, let me. Okay, I got it. All right, so we can't talk about the Eagles yet. So Gardner Minshew is no longer him. Okay, he is no longer him. Jalen Hurts, but Gardner Minshew, the only thing he's done in these 2 weeks is prove that Jalen Hurts is our system. Okay.
I agree.
Because of Gardner Minshew, only because of last week. First week it was decent. I mean, he played good against the Cowboys defense, but last week
34 points against that defense.
my biggest thing from last week is literally you're on a game-winning drive, 13-10. AJ Brown's route was dead. He was not running no more to get open, and you throw it directly to Marshawn Lattimore. That's why I said he's playing for the other team at this point. I mean, now our number one seed is in jeopardy, which at this point doesn't really matter. We've lost more at home this year than we have it away. So, I mean,
But also, here's no guarantee y'all would have won those with Hurts, because at the same time, Dallas still put up 40-something points, so y'all would have had to match that.
you right, because, I mean, Gardner Minshew's averages was higher. You're right.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But, I mean, either way, I'm not totally scared for the playoffs because our defense definitely stepped up this week. I mean, they went off. I mean,
They also Andy Dalton.
Yeah. Man, yeah, Jalen Hurts is the MVP to me, but obviously he's not gonna win.
It's going to my home.
Definitely now more than anything.
Yeah, especially if Jalen Hurts comes back this week, puts up big numbers, and they win. I think that kind of is like the final showcase that, hey, you saw the team without me for 2 weeks. We didn't win a game, and boom, comes in and beats a divisional rival for by 20. They have nothing really to play for.
They don't, other than the fact that we stole Devontae Smith off of them. We kicked them out of the playoffs 2 years ago, like by letting Washington win. There's those things to play for. But my biggest thing right now is, first of all, we're the first team in NFL history with 4 defensive linemen having 10+ sacks in the season. That is amazing.
That's a lot.
And then
at least y'all's team
he needs 3 more to be up there with him.
At least, y'all can score without y'all starting quarterback. Shit.
Barely.
Other than field goals, shit. At least y'all can score without y'all starting quarterback.
AJ Brown can score without his starting quarterback. Okay. I mean,
hey, somebody's got to get him the ball.
He shouldn't even got open. The dude took the worst angle I've ever seen in a play. Like AJ Brown just he caught it and burnt everybody. But my main thing was Josh Sweat. I don't know if y'all seen that injury. I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared. I'm like, not Shazier again. I'm like, Josh Sweat is having a career season. He's young. He's a beast. Like, I think when he was drafted, he was the fastest edge rusher in the draft, if I'm not mistaken. But he said he's back this season, so that's a relief.
So here's when it comes to us. The reason, our receivers are a little bit more open when Lamar takes step on that field because, yes, Ty Huntley can run, but he ain't as shifty as Lamar. And Lamar just be dancing around that damn pocket. And then on top of that, Lamar gets them 20, 30-yard runs. And you're going to play him a little bit different because it's just how it is. And then it leaves more opportunities for our receivers. Yes, they're still not that great, but it leaves more opportunities because you got to play Lamar different than you do Huntley. Because you got to worry about him running. Like I said, Lamar will break off for you in 30 yards real quick.
Dude, I seen Gardner Minshew get rushed every play and try to run. He weren't getting nowhere. He probably ran 1 more yard after getting rushed. I mean, I think if he would have had Lane Johnson, he would have did a little better. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, dude, the passes he was making were high passes, low passes, straight to the cornerback passes. I mean,
speaking of high passes, man, let me tell y'all, when it comes to Madden, I'll say this 1,000 times if I got to. If my receiver is beating your corner by 5 yards, I should not have to high pass the throw for it to be completed and not a pick. I stand by that.
We got a question. Raise Ethan again. Will the Chiefs stand their ground against the Raiders again? More than likely not. I mean, maybe Raiders. I mean, Chiefs.
Well,
because the Chiefs will be playing for #1 seed.
Yeah. You need to say it in the way Ethan typed it out. All right, he said it in all caps.
Well, here's the thing. I need Mahomes to go and drop 50 next week. So yeah, let's do it.
If Travis Kelce comes back in the locker room with a cheeseburger, y'all will definitely stand y'all's ground. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if Jarrett Stidham put up 34 against the best defense in football, the 49ers, I hate to see what he's going to do against that team.
But overall, this is a division game. I mean,
yeah, I mean the last time they played, it was 29-30.
Yeah, so I mean, you always got to count for division games.
Yeah, the only difference was that the Raiders couldn't get through the two-point conversion to win.
That was a touchdown. Well, it was a 2-point. It was a conversion.
Yeah.
Refs suck.
Yeah, it was definitely was. They should have really lost the game, but yeah, I remember that was a Monday night game.
I'm trying to keep hope for division games because I need the Commanders to get Dallas.
Yeah, they're starting Sam Howell, so good luck.
Yeah.
Rookie quarterback, Micah Parsons. Makes sense. Throw him to the Wolves.
Maybe the Giants just won't play like Eli, Daniel Jones or something. Maybe they won't play him.
What's up with Ron Rivera not knowing that he could be I don't eliminated from the playoffs?
Tyler left, guys.
Yeah, it normally happens. I'm just glad he showed up.
All time. And spoke.
Yeah, I kind of made it like we're starting this thing at 8:30.
Yeah, he said, Mikey texted me talking about we doing this with or without him. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
that's what I told Brian. I was like, with or without Tyler, we're going. I mean, because like I don't like waiting until weekend to do it because at that point the
subjects change too.
Kind of like watered down, and then it might take me a couple of days to even remember to post the video. I posted it yesterday. I posted last week's episode yesterday.
Yeah, we had to fire Mike.
Yeah. My games to watch right now, I got a couple. Lions and Packers. I think it was because Seattle loses, football. They both have a chance to get the last spot. If Seattle loses, I believe. Jags and Titans. That's what the winner takes the division. Yeah.
Yep.
Cowboys, Commanders, and Eagles and Giants. Number 1 seeded state. I mean that's gonna be good games there. Jets versus Dolphins. I think if you're a Steelers fan, I think I'm not. Because it looked like who was it that somebody else could get in there? The Patriots.
Patriots, but they play the Bills, so
yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. And that's even if they play. I mean,
at this point, you can't let this linger on. Like, we gotta play.
All right. And then the Ravens versus Bengals.
Yep. That shouldn't be for the division, but it will be for the division.
Yeah. Which, like I said, we're still waiting on NFL to really see what they're doing about everything.
Yeah, there's no way the Bengals should be going from playing for the number 1 seed and winning the division to win, and you potentially get the first. You probably don't get the first seed, and you get one less chance to win the division. Like,
matter of fact, can we just take the Colts and Texans game and just cancel the whole thing out and just throw in that Bills and Bengals game?
Yeah, as long as the Texans win, I'll be happy. Like, quite frankly, like, it helps our draft position and it hurts theirs. That's like the best. That's the best case scenario if you're a Colts fan. Because fuck the Texans. All right, they don't need the first overall pick. So they can draft Bryce Young, and I got to deal with that for the next 20 years. No.
Who the Saints play? I need the Saints to lower their draft pick a little bit.
Yeah, and that was another thing. Like, you guys should have beat the Saints just for the fact that it helps your draft position.
Right.
Let alone the number 1 seed.
But I mean, you can look at that game like, they were fighting for something. And they win the game, and then Tampa Bay loses. They're fighting for playoffs too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not a game that should have got lost though.
Doesn't matter when Tom Brady's just hucking it deep to Mike Evans and no one wants to cover him.
That's why I have for the Panthers. I said Sam Darnold is him, DJ Moore is also him, but Tom Brady and Mike Evans are them.
Yeah.
They had every chance to keep that picture alive for in Carolina, but playoff Tom Brady showed up late, and it shouldn't have showed up.
Better late than never.
Wherever our offense was is where Carolina's DBs were. So they just didn't show up. Our offense just sucked. We couldn't do nothing. It don't help when you got Cam Jordan and other guys just constantly coming at you, but that was the Saints' first pick from a cornerback all season.
I saw that. I was like, wow. So you just a bunch of linebackers picking over here or safeties?
I'm telling you, Gardner Minshew was playing for everybody, man.
Yeah, he's an equal opportunity employer.
I don't know if y'all seen this TikTok or not. I gotta send it. Matter of fact, I'm about to show you. I'm putting it in Discord. This is like all I could think about was Gardner Minshew when I seen this. I don't know where to put it. I'll just put it. Matter of fact, forget it. Let's go to the group chat. Easier. This is all I thought about when I seen it was Gardner Minshew. Like, just the fact that it just like he was just playing for the other team. Talk about just not even wanting to play.
I'm not sure if that's Gardner Minshew or the Bills make this game.
Nah, cause he wasn't hit. Gardner Minshew was just doing it. Nah, but yeah, he's definitely not playing for that team next season. That's hilarious. I don't got anything else to talk about.
Yeah. So we're all on the same page. If obviously it's contingent on if the NFL wants to move all of Week 18 to Week 19 and they play this game on Sunday, cool. If not, then we'll just make Week 18 the end all be all race to the end here, 4-man race.
And I hate it for SJ because I want everybody to agree on one thing, but I feel like in the situation, I mean, everybody's getting screwed over on whatever. I mean, nobody's really winning here.
Obviously, I'd rather just go with, just prove it on the field, right? But obviously, that's not going to happen. So
right, or we can just like all have a Madden tournament.
We don't want that.
No. I feel like
then you're bringing skill into it.
But about to say, then I feel like it's just gonna be me and Juan either way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going based off like the last few times I played you, Brian.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta play you again, man. It's been a minute.
Play me.
No.
Why not?
I'm gonna run the whole time.
I can stop that.
I'm gonna chew clock.
I don't like that. I hate clock eaters, man. They be so damn annoying, man. I mean, they sure do. I ain't even gonna lie. Like if you get up there and start chewing, you know what? I started chewing clock my damn self. Like if I get up there and play someone and start chewing clock, guess what? If they turn the ball over when I get that ball back, I'm chewing the hell out of that clock.
Ethan said he'd win.
Sure do. I had one.
What's up about it? Did y'all talk about Skip Bayless?
Skip. I agree with Skip. So I mean, I'm in the minority. I get it. I'm an insensitive asshole, but I don't care.
I mean, if you just look at now, if Shannon Sharp would have said it, then I feel like it would have been a little bit more like a little bit worse. But we know what Skip is. Like we know what he does. We know what he says on TV.
He's a troll. So
yeah. But I mean, I didn't see what he said wrong. I mean, he just didn't word it right.
Yeah, and that's half the battle. Yeah. Half the battle is wording it right. The other half is you're already considered that's your persona. So you're already fighting that battle.
Yeah.
Like, you could have said the right thing, and it would still probably be taken the wrong way because of who you are.
Yeah. I mean, they've already had problems on air like the past few weeks.
Yeah, I mean. When Skip said, "Yeah, but he's better than you at 45," he's like, yeah,
you know what hurt him.
In the Hall of Fame. In the Hall of Fame.
You know what hurt him. we take personal shots now, Skip. We take a personal shot. Well, yeah, this was episode 11 of our Throw the Flag podcast. Check us out on TikTok.
Instagram,
YouTube. Post on. Where else? Then that's it. Yeah, and just follow us, like, comment. Chiefs or Bills? Chiefs. Bills. I take the Bills.
Bills already beat them.
I take the Bills.
Bills already beat them. Right?
Yeah. Right. No, he said no. Yeah. Chiefs.
I mean, they literally played this year, so I mean, I don't know what more you want. Like they already proved it.
School tomorrow.
Let's go.
That's a weird day to start a school on Thursday.
He said, "Yeah, go to sleep."
Facts.
We're gonna call your dad on I'm gonna call your mom mid podcast, and yeah, we're gonna see if you go to sleep now.
He said, "No."
Yeah, I'm gonna set up a bracket though next week, Brian, instead of a pick 'em because it's last week. So I'll just do a bracket. I mean, if you get your picks right, the bracket will win anyway. So
Yeah. Who won this last week?
you,
And I'm on fire.
I don't know if you like. I mean, like I said, I took that game away. That
Yeah.
had
Nobody
to.
knows who it. Yeah.
Um,
Man, I think it won like 4 or 5 in a row.
11 and 15. Me and Juan had 8, and then Ethan came in with 7, and Tyler never showed up.
I'll take it. 11 out of 15 is a good number.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Did you already
back.
put it up for this week?
Yeah, I've already posted it. I'm gonna go back
Alright.
and try to do all the ones that we did and see who got the most out of like all season. Obviously,
Yeah.
I know
I
for the
think
first
maybe a
couple of
little lower,
times I
but-
was hot.
Yeah. I think you just got to do it all for percentage.
Yeah. Which I mean, even then, you were up there most of the time when I was doing it. So I mean,
Yeah.
even if you weren't in the podcast itself, you were still voting.
Yeah. I don't know. I've got a good pulse on the field on the NFL. It seems so.
We got 10 weeks on the Google form. I gotta go back to the old videos and see what we picked on those. I might just do it based off the 10 picks we did and just do that since it'd be easier
Yeah.
for me.
Sweet. All right, y'all. Well, good luck. I'll put it in the group chat. So I'll probably wait till Saturday when for sure, or Friday night because there's a game Saturday. Hey, this is what we're doing. The NFL hasn't decided what they're gonna do yet, so this is what we're doing. We're doing a 4-man race.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
What scared
I'm
me
not-
was the other night when you didn't include my name. I was like, hold up, like
No. Yeah, no.
I was a little nervous. I was like, man,
It is all good. We'll just do a 4-man race and may the winner take all.
I'm cool with that. Even if I like win the Super Bowl part and like I don't have the most points, can like I still have my name up there?
Nope. We've entered it into.
Dang it,
It's
man.
understood. It's understood that the person that's in first place is the person who scores the most point in week 18.
Dang.
That's who will get the first place money, and the second place will go to the second most points.
Okay.
So I've been reading some Reddit forums on how other people are doing it, and people are doing it like crazy, dude. Like crazy. Like some people are like, well, just take their week 18